Good afternoon and thank you for joining us here for the lunchtime news on Yorkshire Voice. I'm Jessica Bailey. Sheffield's most loved live music venue, the Lead Mill, is facing closure following an eviction notice. The pandemic hit the live music sector hard and grassroots venues like this one were particularly affected. But the threats to these sites don't stop with COVID-19. The Music Venue Trust is a registered charity that supports and improves the UK's grassroots live music venues. They represent 900 live music spots across the UK, including the 42-year-old Lead Mill. I spoke to Jay Taylor from the Music Venue Trust about the importance of protecting these spaces.
Grassroots music venues do things that no other spaces do. They do a huge amount of cultural heavy lifting. They provide platforms for new music. They help develop emerging artists, but they also tangentially help develop the people around those artists. So, new sound engineers, new tour managers, promoters, they do all this work, often, dancing on the cusp of sustainability as well.
I went on to ask him whether there was a need for more long-term solution to ensuring the survival of these venues, making the approach to their protection less of a reactive one and more of a preemptive effort.
Ownership's at the centre of the campaign to protect, secure and improve UK's grassroots music venues. At the moment, the biggest threat to grassroots music venues is ownership. 93% of our membership has a private landlord. The long-term solution is for the operators to own the buildings they're in. That it's as simple as that. MVT's working on a bunch of initiatives right now to kind of improve that situation. But categorically, the answer to this is for the operators, people who are the venue and do in charge of the music provision, to own those spaces.
A fundraising event in aid of the Ukraine crisis was held at the Slunglow Club in Holbeck last night. The event was called Artists for Ukraine and they had theatre artists and companies from across Leeds performing. Our reporter, Bethan Case, has the story.
Last night in Holbeck at Slunglow Club, they held a fundraising event called Artists for Ukraine, with the likes of Opera North Chorus, Lucy Rafton, Wrong Assemble Snow Queen and comedian Mickey P. Carr, and much more. The artists from across Leeds gathered for a night performance to raise money by doing raffles and taking donations for Disaster Emergency Committee Ukraine, and raised a total of £1,491.
Enjoy your weekly fish and chips? Well, we might have noticed the prices are skyrocketing. Due to the sanctions in Russia, the price of buying white fish has gone up considerably. Sanctions directly. Owner Stephen Greaves has had to make changes to the way he runs his business, as he doesn't want to compromise on quality while trying to get the best price for his fish.
There's certain concessions that one can make, trying to be a little bit more energy conscious with the lights and, trying to turn off, the power switches at the, at the mains and, certain concessions you have to make. I've had to trim the schedule for my employees, so they've suffered a little bit because they've had their hours cut. But as far as, directly answering your questions as far as changing ingredients, things like that, I haven't been willing to do that. I don't think I'm going to be willing to do that.
Visitors to York were in for a treat this weekend as Cliffords Tower, an English heritage site, reopened to the public following a renovation project which began in November of 2020. The 800-year-old landmark has undergone a £5 million revamp, vastly improving the interior of the tower. It is all that remains of York Castle, which was built for Henry III and is known for its stunning views over the city of York. Tickets cost just under £10 for an adult. Halifax, Huddersfield and Bradford RSPCA raised £1,600 via a scratching post challenge. People dressed up as animals and climbed Yorkshire's tallest indoor climbing wall. The money will be used to buy supplies for the upcoming kitten season. as well as going towards keeping the centre in action.
We are coming into a kitten season, so we wanted to raise awareness that we are going to get a lot of cats that might not have been neutered, and we're going to need to be able to look after them, and that unfortunately with costs going up at the moment, we need the funds. So it just made sense really of why not just have a climbing wall, dress people as cats, go up it, raise some funds for our cats in our centre.
And now some sport. It's been a big weekend for rugby, but unfortunately not a happy one for Leeds. Leeds Rhinos suffered a devastating 26-0 defeat to St Helens on Friday night. But in the Women's Six Nations, England managed a triumphant win against Italy, walking away with an impressive 74-0. This puts England's women's rugby team at the top of the table, with France coming in a close second. Their next game will be against rival team Wales. And that's all from us for now at Yorkshire Voice. Join us at 4 o'clock for our next update. We'll be hearing from the organisers and performers of the York Live Festival, which showcases local talent over the weekend, with even a special Viking. But for now, that's all. Goodbye.